Today I'm joined by Head of Cash Liquidity and Forecasting here at TreasuryONE, Pieter Cronje. Pieter, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you, Ilzori.
So there are several components to your department, but I want to start with cash visibility. How does your analysis assist your clients in their decision-making process?
Now, we think about cash visibility, it's crucial to any business to know what's your opening position on the day. Right? Without that, you can't do any proper planning or further analysis throughout the day. So we leverage technology to gain insight and get those balances on a day-to-day basis directly from the banks. And the goal is to provide a client with a report first thing in the morning when they get into the office, open up their mails, and they've got their starting position for the day. And we take that a step further, in essence, by having the bank statements and having access to that data. We can do additional analysis on it, items like bank fee analysis. So we can extract all of your bank charges that's on the bank statement, leverage that, and also, to try and prepare a report, which clients then can use to leverage against their banks, compare banks in terms of pricing, that they charge. But then also a big thing for us is calculating opportunity costs, which leads us into the second cash management. But when we refer to opportunity costs, is we try and optimize any balances across all of your accounts. So there shouldn't be any lazy cash sitting around in accounts, and having cash visibility, identifies those balances and allows us to, optimize it effectively through cash management strategies, etc.
This obviously then leads into your cash management services. So what are some of the tools available as part of this service?
So again, we leverage technology. So we manage your treasury and your cash management process. We effectively systemize it. In essence, that we take your cash management process, we run it, we use treasury management systems to manage it for clients. And that basically collates all of your cash information on a day-to-day basis. So we've got your starting position, we've got cash visibility, so we know what the opening position is. We give the business access to the tool so that they can upload cash requirements for the days, which makes the collating of information and getting your final cash position just automates that entire process for you. So it's quicker, we save clients time in that process, but then it also helps us to look at optimal structures, implementing daily cash sweeping or a cash pool for a client, becomes a second discussion around that. So it's we incorporate technology, but also then having cash management structures like notional pooling, sweeping, and then leading on to the investments thereafter, which is a great add-on to any cash management strategy. Yeah.
Another leg of your department is investment management. So how do you make sure that what you're offering is in line with your client's strategy?
Yeah. The bulk of our clients are corporate clients, and as part of Treasury, you're there to manage risk. You don't want to take any additional unnecessary risk as part of it. So we try and cater for each and every client's risk appetite. We go out to the market and try and identify investment vehicles that will fit into that role. But it's a great add-on to our cash management service as well, where we try and combine the two, is to say, our main focus is always to ensure liquidity. Then we try and diversify your counterparty risk. And lastly, we focus on returns. So it's just to bring that back to the corporate space of not taking any additional risk, right? And not chasing yield. Yield's important, but we try and focus on the liquidity first, and then the diversification of your counterparty risks along with that.
So we know for any business that cash flow forecasting is an integral component to operations. So how do you leverage your analysis to make sure that you meet your clients' liquidity requirements?
Cash flow forecasting is one of those interesting aspects of finance where it's not fun to perform. It's quite manual, time-consuming, and you're never correct, right? You're never hitting the mark. So we use a dedicated cash flow forecasting tool. It's called Cash Analytics, which effectively replaces the manual Excel spreadsheet process in its entirety. But the real kicker for us comes in where we can leverage the bank statements that we're receiving as part of our cash visibility, where we'll have historical client information, and use the tools, AI capabilities, and perform trend analysis based on the historical data to give the client a base forecast. So effectively what we're doing is we're giving them a forecast, which they can then go into and further refine, to get the accuracy level up as well, which brings down the time. What we've seen with our clients, and we've run those manual Excel processes on behalf of clients for a number of years now, and we've saved 70% of the time that we spent collating information, and we flipped that around now to do the analysis part of it. So we do forecast versus forecast analysis, forecast versus actual analysis, because we've got those bank statements on a daily basis, and we can drill down to the level, right? Each and every transaction is mapped to a specific line item, so you can get your accuracy right down. Which is the forecasting driver that's pushing you in the wrong direction, at least.
So one of the last important components I just quickly want to touch on is the outsourcing of cash and liquidity management. Now, when you hear that, you immediately think about safety concerns. How do you guys keep clients' funds safe?
Yeah, it's a question that we get regularly. Clients are always concerned. Effectively, you're handing me the keys to the kingdom, if I can say that. So when we outsource cash and liquidity management, we're responsible for funding of accounts. So it's daily movement of cash within accounts. We limit that to always stay within a group of companies, so we never do any third-party payments or anything like that. And that access is limited, and specifically set up to cater for that. I think an added in terms of safety and making sure that we stay within regulations and within clients' policies is that we take the client's policy, whether it's the investment policy or the liquidity policy, and that's set up on the treasury management systems that we use. So we've got KPIs and flags, and set rules that's pre-set up and defined, and the client's got the only access to go and amend those rules. So when the team comes in on a day, they've got a sandpit that they play in, and that sandpit's very well defined in terms of what we do. So effectively, our goal is to become an extension of the client's existing treasury or finance team, and not be seen as an outsider that's helping it out. We work very closely with the teams to make sure things happen on a daily basis as they should.
Well, you sound like a safe partner to have handling someone's funds. Pieter, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.